On the news tonight, Federal Executive Council approves citizenship to 286 foreign nationals. Bill to amend Pension Reform Act case second reading. As queues build up at filling stations, motorists in Ijebu ode lament over fuel situation. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu ode News at 7, coming to you from your heritage station. Thanks for joining us. My name is Olamumi Adeniji. Here are the details of our package. Queues are gradually building up in Ijebu ode as the number of filling stations selling petrol continue to dwindle. Correspondent Joy Popola reports that motorists say situation is taking its toll on their businesses. Details of that report.
Folagbade Ibadan Road is always a beehive of activities with high vehicular movement, but the situation is different with motorists jostling to buy petrol at a few filling stations dispensing the products in Ijebu ode.
It started since 3 days ago. We have been looking for fuel to buy and would not see it. That is why I came from Ekwe to Ogun State. That is Lagos State to Ogun State because of fuel. But now I'm supposed to be at my work, but due to fuel scarcity, that is why I'm here.
It is not just the motorists that are affected. Most artisans and other business owners who cannot operate their businesses without petrol were seen with jerrycan jostling to buy the commodity.
Nigeria has this petrol, but the scarcity, we don't know how it comes about. It's affecting all of us.
What we heard about it is that there is no crisis. It is a wrong buying of fuel by the NMPC, and they said they're going to withdraw it back to base, and there is no need for panic buying at all. But usually in our society, everybody will begin to raise alarm. The petrol stations will begin to take advantage of unnecessary something. We have not experienced this in the last 6 years, and so I don't expect anything. But fortunately for me, this is my first time of coming out to want to buy fuel, and hopefully I'm not going to spend more than 30 minutes.
Most of the filling stations are dispensing at 165 naira per litre, but it will take an average of 30 minutes to get fuel. A filling station manager who spoke to NTA said there is no cause for alarm.
No, it's just the fear of unknown that is affecting our people. But you can see the fuel is moving, the car is moving, machines are moving on now. There's nothing.
Residents of Ijebu ode are hoping the narrative will change before the end of the week for normalcy to return. In Ijebu ode, Joel Popola, NTA News.
The Federal Executive Council has approved the request for the granting of Nigerian citizenship to 286 foreign nationals. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, announced this while briefing journalists after the council's meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports on this and other resolutions adopted by the highest policy decision-making organ of the Nigerian government.
100 foreign nationals from all parts of the world were said to have applied to be granted citizenship of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The significance of this is that Nigeria is, after all, one of the most sought-after places to live in, contrary to vituperative utterances against the country in some quarters.
These applicants are from virtually every part of the world. Americans, North and South, Australian, Europeans, Arabs, Asians, all over.
And after an extensive deliberation on the recommendations of the National Advisory Committee on Nigerian Citizenship, the Federal Executive Council approved that 286 of those desirous of being Nigerians and thoroughly scrutinized by relevant government agencies be granted the nation's citizenship.
So the number of those who are granted Nigerian citizenship and naturalization who are desirous of being Nigerians is 208. While those who are granted Nigerian citizenship by registration are women married to Nigerians, called Niger wives, are 78. They are men and women of integrity and good character.
The applicants, as the minister explained, are now eligible to be fully processed through administration of oath and indeed certification. Meanwhile, a 12.09 billion naira contract has been approved for the supply, installation and maintenance of IVO bridges in Nigeria's aviation industry.
This is part of all that we've been doing to reactivate the failing infrastructure within the country. And of course, Lagos being the major airport in the country, and this will make passenger facilitation easier, safer, and of course it will add value and create more efficiency within the system of that particular airport, and that this is also an ongoing program for all of our failed airports.
In the meantime, the federal government has formally closed out the contract for the construction of 17-story local content building in Yanagua by Elsa State.
You will recall that in 2020, Mr. President already commissioned that project. There were some ancillary works that had to be done to connect some of the buildings, and that was now presented to council for the sum of 1.817 billion. So this is the end of this project, and we have completely delivered this to Nigerians.
The minister used the opportunity to confirm that President Muhammadu Buhari has been formally briefed on the adulterated fuel imported into the country, assuring Nigerians that the situation being effectively handled by appropriate regulatory agencies will soon be a thing of the past. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, a bill to amend the Pensions Reform Act 2004 has passed second reading at Senate. The bill, sponsored by Senator Magata Kada Wamako, seeks to make retirees the beneficiaries of their pension savings. Leading the debate on the bill that received support of the Senate, Senator Wamako believes when finally enacted as an act of the Parliament, it will provide support to retirees in the delays and other difficulties encountered in assessing their savings after retirement.
Let the Nigerian pensioners feel the impact of its assets their savings have generated. But the true situation is that only the pension administrators are benefiting while the owners would suffer total neglect. I therefore want to appeal to us together to come to the rescue of the Nigerian pensioner.
So I agree that there has to be a fundamental reform, in that kind of thing, so that the retirees have a say in the amount of money that they receive as lump sum out of their savings account, and also in the amount of money that they are entitled to monthly, so that they can be able, to feed their families.
The bill or the act provides that investments are going to be carried out by these, fund administrators, and at the end of the day, it will add up to what your benefit is going to be in the long run. Where are they doing the investment? What is the accrued interest or benefit to those investments?
Cap P4, Laws for the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for a definite percentage a retiree can withdraw from his retirement savings account and for other matters related thereto 2022, second reading taken, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters for further legislative action to report back within 4 weeks. Leader of the
Nigeria is said to have tremendous human capital and talent across all its region, and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has emphasized the essence of rewarding hard work and talent rather than sentiments and favoritism in public service and every area of national life. in order to build a more advanced nation. The Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said this at the Nigerian National Merit Award dinner held in honor of the 2020 and 2021 recipients of the award. State House correspondent Jide Onifade completes the report.
It is dinner for winners. The recipients of the National Order of Merit Award are Professor Olayinka Olurotimi Olutoye, represented, and late Professor Charles Ejike Chidume, represented by his son. Both are the 2020 awards recipients, and the only 2021 recipient is Professor Godwin Samuel Ehagwere.
What this distinguished array of laureates from all over the country that have assembled over the years shows us is that the Nigerian genius for achievement can be found in every corner of our country, in literary...
Emphasizing on Nigerians' human capital potential and the need to pay more attention to the education of the girl child, the Vice President says...
The first is that we must ensure that we provide opportunities on a mass scale to enable all our citizens actualize their highest potential. And in this effort, we must pay more attention, in particular, to the education of girls, because this is the half of our population that has been neglected, especially with respect to education. In doing so, we will renew our pantheon of world-beating achievers in every generation and continually rediscover the human capital for perpetual national growth.
The Vice President notes that the award's representation over the years is a telling reminder of the need to pick Nigerians' first 11 for national tasks, irrespective of federal quota, tribe, or religion.
Is it not possible to apply the same standards in selecting those that we choose for leadership at all levels? Democracy grants us not just the right to freely choose our leaders, but the opportunity also to choose the best of us, irrespective of sectional or sectarian considerations.
In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
A bill to amend the Pensions Reform Act 2004 has passed second reading at Senate. The bill, sponsored by Senator Magata Kada Mako, seeks to make retirees the beneficiaries of their pension savings. Leading the debate on the bill that received support of the Senate, Senator Wamako believes when finally enacted as an act of the Parliament, it will provide support to retirees in the delays and other difficulties encountered in accessing their savings after retirement. Youth active participation in politics for even development of the country has again been stressed. This was a sensitization event by youth under the All Progressives Congress from across Southwest and Kwara State held in Ibadan. Oloyede Olawale's report is presented in this package.
The group, which comprised youths across the Southwest geopolitical zone and Kwara State, gathered in Ibadan to awaken youths to be better represented in the decision-making process of political parties in the country. They expressed their determination to be part of decision-making, especially as 2023 general elections draw close.
It's high time for us to be involved politically because I believe that in an unjust society, silence is a crime.
They have said that the youth cannot organize themselves. This is organization. In the coming months, they will see that the youth will articulate their purpose, they will articulate their agenda. We are organizing because we are tired of agonizing.
On the rationale behind the event, speakers say time is now for the youth to aspire leadership positions in the country and to negotiate a better deal for themselves, regardless of whoever emerges as presidential candidate of major political parties.
Who will put the unity and peace of this country at the forefront, and we can be able to identify criteria and give every presidential candidate an opportunity, you understand, for them to see if they actually meet up with the standard of what the youth of this country requires.
We need to rally young people towards a common cause, which is the actualization of the youth agenda.
Youth say they are resolute in playing vital roles in the sustenance of Nigeria's democracy.
To end the news this evening, a recap of our top stories. We brought you a report that the Federal Executive Council has approved the grant of citizenship to 286 foreign nationals. We also told you that as queues gradually build up at filling stations in the Ijebu ode metropole, motorists have lamented over the current fuel situation, saying it is taking its toll on their businesses. And that concludes our package for this evening. The Yoruba version of the news will be brought to you by Segun Adekoya. After this message, you have a good night rest and keep safe.